Peace and love and hair grease. Everybody, welcome to the Friday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the place where we set oppression ablaze. Ooh, it's blazing hot out there, everybody. There's a lot of oppression. Ooh, a lot of oppression. Oppression is begging us, daring us to burn it down. So now I think it's the time where we say challenge accepted. So anyway, I'd like to welcome everybody to the program. I'm going to be honest here. I had a little bit of a overwhelming day emotionally. So when I sat down to try to make the show, I was like, "Oh God, oh God, everything. Not only is everything on fire, everything is too much, too much." So whereas I did have a handful of stories that I thought about doing, I said, I can't. When you want to talk about several things and then end up literally talking about zero things, I guess that is a type of coping technique. I guess the shut down, just shut it, just shut down, just shut down. So the stories I had a whole cops ain't shit block I wanted to do, and I'm like, you know what, I can't do it. So here I am, and here you are, and here is Will getting ready to drop the link on y'all candy asses. Circa The Rock in 2000. 2000. Yes, Rock was still layeth the smacketh downeth on y'all candy asses in 2000. He was. So if you guys want to come up here and hang out, the floor shall soon be yours. Again, there were several stories that I found interesting. There was a story out of New York. I don't know why. See, why didn't I just make the show, Ken? Why didn't you just make the show if you was going to talk about the shit? Just make the show. But what's up, Will?
Uhuru.
Oh shit, bro! My nephew Don is up here with the quickness, pushing buttons.
Auntie, if you drop the if I'm able and you drop the link, I'm fist to come on. I love you, Auntie Kim.
Oh, Uhuru, nephew Don, how are you? How are you,
Girl.
nephew Don? Nephew Don, what the fuck are them crackers doing out round your way now? They was in out, now they all out Orange County.
So let me give it to you. So I just went. We just had our city council meetings. I don't know if it's only like Southern California, but like around the first, second week of the month. That's where you can have your city council meetings. And child, the Buer Park City Council just gifted. Let me say this in the camera: $5 million to the Buer Park Police Association.
Police association, like
Yes,
the union, like the
yes, ma'am. So
whoa, city dollars
yes, ma'am. City dollars.
went to the police union.
The police union.
For what?
So apparently there's an act called the Meyers Brown Act here in California where I guess it has to do with some labor laws. I'm writing an article for it, but I'm still trying to do the research. I'm still trying to comprehend it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But there's this law where like the city, no, certain, the unions have to be allowed, or these associations have to be allowed in the labor talks or something like that. But I might have a link that I could put in the chat. But yeah, $5 million.
So you're telling me that public funds are going to support collective bargaining for police unions,
Yes.
the most protected and powerful union forces in the
Yes.
country.
And I've got it.
They need $5 million from Dawn pocket.
Right. Listen. And then, so the AI overview says the Meyers Brown Act is a California state law that governs labor relations for local public agencies and their employees. It grants public employees the right to form, join, and participate in employee organizations for representation on employment matters. The MMBA also establishes a meet and confer process where public agencies must negotiate in good faith with recognized employee organizations over wages, hours, and other terms and conditions of employment. So, just another way that they are trying to push people out of political decisions and political life. You know, you can already only go into public municipalities and comment on things that are on the agendas, right? Which are already a bitch to find in the first place, let alone do research and prepare a statement on and stuff like that. But, you know.
So I wonder, do other public service, public sector unions that represent municipal workers, like AFSCME, right? The union that was just negotiating on behalf of the city workers in Philadelphia, like do they get do they get broke off like that?
Right.
Like does the firefighters union get broke off like that? Like what are we talking about?
Right. And that, and I'm also thinking about in the context of the Philly sanitation workers strike, right? Do they get the same type of benefit? Because that's crazy.
That is crazy. And it
And
doesn't
this,
sound like you're talking about a big California town. Like you didn't say like Anaheim or you know what I'm saying? Like
mm-mm.
I never even heard the place you just said, baby. What'd you say? Buena Vista,
Buena Park. We got
Buena Park.
Knott's Berry Farm.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm
May,
not
I,
trying to clown your little
no,
town,
no, no.
but I just never heard
No. Seriously though, this is a little ass, and y'all got 5 million. You
million.
can't fix
Stop.
the roads. We can't get. And then the next day they had a planning commission meeting to see to allow a company to build not affordable housing, but a motherfucking storage unit in the city. So we giving police $5 million, and we doing everything but affordable housing in the city of Buena Park.
Storage unit. What?
We got it's one two. Where can I look? Look, it's one over there. It's one over there, and I think it's one down there too.
Interesting. I mean, like this is deeply unsustainable. Like the
Mhm.
way that public dollars are being allocated and not to say that our faces haven't not been played in for a very long time, but it's like I can't tell if we're at like a tipping point of faces being played in, but then people being of a certain awokeness and consciousness to understand that the faces are being played in, right? So
Yes.
we're getting to this tipping point where that these two things can't keep going against each other. Either the people that are becoming awake and conscious are going to have to do something about their faces being played in all the time, or the faces that are people that are playing in people's faces are going to get way more fascist and aggressive, and they won't be playing in our
Hmm.
face. They
Hmm.
will be locking our faces up.
Yes, and then until like somebody has to, like me as a student, right? I think all students need to be using their time. Go to these public municipality meetings. Go to your little local city council meeting, however big or small your town is, because as we just proved in a particularly small town, like the money is being mismanaged. Go to your local public transportation municipality committee meetings. Go to the local school district meetings. The Fullerton Joint Union High School District, which includes Buena Park High School, does a thing where like the entire district is paying Boeing $10 million so that they can set up space and give internships. But these two internships only go to the two best schools in the entire district, which are like up in the hills area, right? So all the students are paying for two of the best schools to get internships from Boeing.
Wow.
These are things that we have to pay attention to. And like another thing that needs to happen is us people that's going to these public municipality meetings have to get we have to type up summaries, draft up summaries, and get them published, because this stuff is hard to interpret. Even if you're able to go find these agendas, which are buried under so much internet red tape, that even if you're able to find them, you look at them and it's got a whole bunch of language that the masses can't understand. So we have to go to these meetings. We have to give public comment, make sure we're doing the research ahead of time, give public comment, and then we have to summarize everything that is happening for the community. Workers do not have time to think. Okay, so of course they don't have time to go to no city council meeting on no Tuesday at 1700 hours. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm. That's what Sister Amber was talking about. Amber, obviously very involved in Memphis city politics, but she posted a TikTok video saying that the city council had called some sort of random impromptu meeting, did not give the public 48 hours notice, and the meeting was going to be held. I can't remember if there was a vote associated with this meeting or no, but 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, it's like, oh, you definitely don't want nobody with a job to show up, right? Like,
mhm,
all of this stuff is being done in the dark, but intentionally in the light at the same time. I don't know how much longer this is going to go. I don't know how much longer this is going to run, nephew Don.
mhm, mhm.
California, I seen now Gavin Newsom on podcast cussing. It's like
Oh, you got all the time in the world, huh? Huh, Mr. White Man on a podcast.
Gavin Newsom whole podcast bro out here. Like, sir, aren't you the governor? Like, don't you have shit to do? You don't have shit to do, Gavin Newsom?
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Not when I just, but I'm still tripping on that. Like $5 million,
A lot of money.
bro.
That's a lot of money for a small town, for a smallish community. Like, that's a lot of money.
You
That's a
know,
lot of money.
through this Meyers Brown Act, the city has become responsible, for paying the police. Don't the police get federal dollars? Am I tripping?
Well, no, but I mean, so the city should pay, not should, but does pay for the police, pay for public safety, but pay for the police union is what
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck on. Like, what?
Mm,
How, why? I mean, doesn't police union dues come out of police union salaries? Like, why would the city subsidize that, or
mm,
offset, contribute to that financially in any way? Like, you supposed to fund your own union. I thought maybe I got the shit wrong. Who knows? What the fuck I know? But
But it sounds like when I look at the document, it looks like the union is handling like people's pensions and stuff like that, right?
that's what they do. Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
on brand. I'm lost. I'm not following where the public dollars where they should come in for the union. Like, yeah, that makes sense that the union would manage the police pensions, but the
Mhm,
police should also be paying for their own union. Like, that's what
mm,
union dues are for.
mhm.
So why is the city paying the union for anything?
I don't know. That's what's grinding Don's gears on this Friday, July 11th.
Well, that sounds valid.
Hmm.
Why your girl should be grinded,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know?
And then also, until you was saying, I was hearing you saying, today was a bit of an overwhelming day for you, and I
Mhm.
had I put in it's this shout out to our underground artists and stuff like that ain't signed or whatever, but it's this girl. Her name is Thought Squad. Her stage name is Thought Squad,
All right.
and she got a song, and that chorus says, "Hoes depressed, I'm not. I take my meds," and if I could get that tattooed across my chest, girl. Because listen, I just got tested for ADHD and I've begun
Hmm.
treatment and stuff like that. So, I'm saying that to say, Auntie, I hope you taking care of yourself in all of the ways that you possibly can
That's
be.
so kind,
Mhm,
Don. That's so. I mean, I'll tell you what. I tell you because the person I had an emotional issue with does not watch my program, so I'm
mhm,
supposed to see. But no, it's a long story short. So I was in a 10-year relationship. During the course of that 10-year relationship, as a unit, we got a dog. I already had my two dogs. As a unit, we got another dog. So when the relationship separated, they took the dog. That was their dog. That's fine. I kept my dogs, whatever. But I keep the dog from time to time, whatever, because I still my baby. I still love the dog. So long story short, the ex goes out of town. I'm keeping the dog. Had to take the dog to the vet, and the dog's got some issues going on. So I want to keep the dog so I can take care of him.
Right.
Right. My ex works a lot, is very busy. I feel like I'm like, are we gonna end up in court? Is this gonna be a custody battle? Because are we? I'm gonna have to sue you for custody visitation rights to my son dog. Like like what is this? So I did not send the dog back to hit my ex's house. I'm keeping him for at least a couple days.
Mhm.
So my ex called me up grumpy. It's like, well, nigga, be grumpy then.
Mhm.
Take care of the goddamn dog. Like, do better. You know what I'm saying? I understand work is a work, but still, this is no, we are not going to neglect this baby boy.
Now, yeah, now, Auntie, I know how expensive that stuff, taking care of your animals can get. So, just all thoughts and prayers. Everybody, $
Oh, that's
BIDWKB.
kind. Thank you so much for that, Dawn. No, the dog's daddy make a nice coin. He
Oh,
can take care
good.
of the dog. But I'm like, but nigga, you lack time. You don't lack money.
Mm.
You lack the time. You lack the time and attention
The
that
time is coming up again, though, Auntie. Like, working class people ain't got time to think, right? And
mm,
you know what I'm saying? I don't know this person. Would you say they're like middle, like working lower middle class and stuff like that? Because I'm thinking about like my parents working when they working at Boeing when I was growing up and stuff like that, right? It's like they might have had that middle class lifestyle, but they didn't have no time to think.
now this person don't have time to think, but this man is child free. You know what I'm saying? Like footloose, single, fancy free. I work a lot, yes, but it's not Boeing. What you said, baby. You know what I'm saying? It is hard work, but it pays nice. So he's not struggling trying to rub two coins together. He can provide not only for him but for the dog, and but it's the time, it's the time, it's the time. And I love this dog, and I have
Mm-hmm.
lots of time. You know what I'm saying?
Same age as Big Ear?
No, no, no. Smokey is 8.
Mm,
Smokey is 8. We got Smokey when Bagheera was 9. So the fact
mm,
that Smokey lived to see 8 the same year Bagheera lived to see 16 was pretty remarkable. So and he took Bagheera's passing kind of hard when he came over here. He came and
mm,
looked for Bagheera in the house. Um but this is my this I mean I gave the dog willingly once the relationship was over because it was his dog, though it was like both ours. But I'm like, yo, if the vet is telling me XYZ that, that he needs to be walked more, he's 15 pounds overweight, for a
mm.
dog. And I'm like, come on, man. And I've been trying to negotiate, like, let me keep him for 2 to 3 days a week, but it's a bunch of hemming and hawing. So he got grumpy because I didn't send his dog back. Well, you know where the fuck he is. You can come pick him up if you want to. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? So
mhm.
anyway,
Ain't
but
that
that
just
was the
like a man
emotional
to
thing.
get? Ain't that just like a man to get grumpy instead of like talking through the situation? Like, hey, this dog is sick. Let's figure this out.
He's
Nah,
a little sick.
let me just get grumpy.
So and but the what drained it emotionally, not even his grumpiness. That was not the emotionally draining thing. That Smokey, we took him to the vet. My mom took me and Smokey to the vet, and Smokey's known this vet his whole life. Loves this lady, right? He was so anxious and in distress, and I was shocked. I'm like, I've never seen him like this at the vet. He's 8. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? He's not like a little puppy, uncertain about the environment. It's an 8-year-old dog who has been to this vet 10 times in his life. And it's so for him to have such an anxious reaction, I think that's what drained me because I was a little drained by that. Like, why is he so distressed?
mhm,
But the vet was like, he's not a dumb dog. It's the same vet that Breezy and Bagheera both got put down in. So maybe Smokey thought today was his last day. And he thought we
mhm,
was going to do him in. That's why he
mhm,
was like, nah, 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 I need to get out of here. But
mhm.
no, So anyway, he's settled down now. But thank you, Dawn. But maybe that's not the kind of thing that should drain me a little bit. But I did feel a little drained by that because I was taking on the dog's anxiety, right?
Of course.
And I
Mm-hmm,
know
mm-hmm.
and I know people with human children are like, Kim, please. We do not want to hear your puppy struggles. We have human children to feed. I understand. Trust me, guys. I get it.
It's
But
hard to care for oneself under capitalism, huh?
one
Maybe.
self, two selves, three selves. Oh my goodness.
Right. Auntie Kim, if you will, allow Brother Will to bring up the story that I got in the chat.
What you
If you
got in the chat?
so I
Nephew?
wanted to talk about St. Louis. You had brought it up the other day on the Remix Morning Show, but I wanted to get everybody up to date because the Uhuru House in St. Louis was in fact on the direct path
Oh
for
my.
this, yeah, for the tornado.
Where we at? July. That tornado what hit late May? Was it Memorial Day? When did that hit?
Yes. Community unites with Black Power. Here it is. On the afternoon of May 16, 2025, a devastating EF3 tornado tore through North St. Louis, leaving in its wake unimaginable destruction expected by residents. Entire corridors of the city were ravaged, roofs were torn off, walls collapsed. Massive trees downed onto cars and homes, and power lines toppled. Over 100,000 residents were left without power for a week. Thousands of people,
Damn.
70% of whom do not have insurance, were displaced with only meager resources from the institutions that ought to serve. I wanted to see where they talked about the Uhuru House. But yeah, the Uhuru House is fine.
Oh,
um
good,
yeah,
good.
the city came together, and the city really, it was the Uhuru House that came down there and organized the skilled labor and stuff like that.
Wonderful.
But yeah, the Uhuru House is fine. We're still having the events and webinars and whatnot out of the Uhuru House. But please understand and let me be clear that tornado signal was in fact operational.
It
It was
was.
working. The city simply did not alert all of those people that a tornado was coming. So there in the article there was a death toll, and that's what I was trying to get to. It says, girl, let me see.
That is bonkers because I saw videos from residents who said they had just the city of St. Louis had just tested those sirens either the day before or the week before, but it was very short order from the time that the sirens were tested by the city until this tornado hit. And they said one not near siren went off. And I told you, nephew Don, when I lived out in St. Louis, let me tell you something. Now that tornado shit is scary. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that shit is
Mm-hmm.
for real scary. That shit is
7 people died.
Jesus. That is a
7 people died.
tragedy.
The article has the names listed and stuff like that, but the Black Power Blueprint, which is the LLC of the Uhuru movement, the Black Power Blueprint led cleanup work days on May 18th, 19th, 22nd, and 24th, mobilizing scores of volunteers with tools, gloves, bucket, and hand tools to help remove trees and debris from homes. These collective acts of solidarity underscore the power and dignity of an organized community taking care of its own, in sharp contrast with the confusion and chaos demonstrated by the government. People, let me say this in the camera. We need dual and contending power. Y'all hear me? Y'all brought your mom and them on in here so they can hear me say we need dual and contending power. And that is an example that the Uhuru House, the Uhuru movement was able to set in St. Louis.
Expound on that a little bit, nephew. Dual and contending power. What do you mean by
Dual
that?
and contending power means establishing institutions that basically do what the government's supposed to do, and when it don't. And it also at the same time means not conceding democratic space and organizing our efforts, for example, in the current colonial capitalist schoolhouses. So, for example, in my mind, the way that I think of it is that yes, we work to create our freedom schools and our after school programs and our summer programs. But at the same time, we bring the current teachers and faculty and staff to the Black national political agenda. And we get in these schoolhouses and we provide immediate community self defense while at the same time, right, building our independent move. And if you can, Will, go on and take that down. I think we done with that. And I did want to, let me get in this dual and contending power thing. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you, brother Will. Thank you so much. We love you. So dual and contending power. It means to simultaneously. It means to set up the institutions, right, that can serve the community, right, where the government doesn't, just refuses to. And it also means being able to provide immediate community self defense wherever the community is, be that in the schoolhouse, be that in city municipalities, right, where obviously the city refused, and also the city was not sending people out. They were just setting up dump sites. They were not sending people out with tools and chainsaws. It was the community that got out there with their chainsaws and whatnot and handled all of that.
I'm sorry
Um,
if memory serves. Doesn't St. Louis have a black woman mayor?
yes, ma'am, they do, and
Hmm.
they also have a um they like Philly. You know how Philly got talking about they can't pay the sanitation workers but got a surplus of $80 million to spend or something like that. It's something similar like that. The city of St. Louis got money, you know.
Should make me mad. No, it's just, listen, we are not rooting for everybody black, right?
No.
I'm
Karen Bass.
come
Karen,
on.
get in.
Oh
Karen
my
Bass.
gosh.
Let me
I had a
talk.
clip
Where
of
is the
Karen
camera?
Bass. Get on Karen Bass. Let me see if I find this clip, nephew. But Karen Bass says she was filing a lawsuit on behalf of the city of Los Angeles against the federal government because you're not gonna have all these soldiers in here and these National Guardsmen when we have LAPD and Los Angeles County sheriffs, and it's like, yeah, shoot, like literally shooting rubber bullets in people's eyes. Like this is what you have LAPD doing, and it's like when you talk when she got on the fact that the Marines and the National Guardsmen weren't necessary because LAPD and LA sheriff's deputies were handling the protests. I'm like, but they're handling them with war crimes, also with brutality. Like
Mhm.
when you're shooting chemical munitions at people, for what? For assembling and then falsely calling declaring the protest an arrest just to give an excuse to kettle people to try to
Girl, that's
arrest
that
them, goon
iOS
hunt them.
training. That's that iOS training.
Oh my god, I'm so sick. Aren't you? Hold
hmm
on. See if I can.
And then you got to remember they trying to clear Los Angeles out because of the Olympics coming. Hashtag no
Yes,
Olympics LA.
that's right. That's 100% right.
Mhm.
The fucked up thing is, nigga, is anybody coming to compete in America? If I'm foreign, if I'm a
Why would I come
foreigner,
here?
what? What? If I'm a spectator, let's say I'm a foreign spectator of the
Mhm,
Olympics.
mhm,
Am I going to get shook down by Homeland Security when I come through Kennedy, JFK, LAX? Like, what does
mhm.
this look like? Like, are Homeland Security going to be parsing through the thousands of attendees, international attendees, going to be going through their social media to see if they've spoken disparagingly about Trump? Like, what? What?
Mhm. So is the Olympics gonna happen under Trump's presidency or the next one? When
2028 is when the Olympics are supposed to be.
okay, so it's gonna be on the next presidents. Girl, watch them.
No, it's an election year, 2028. So the Olympics, it's going to be the Summer Olympics in LA. So the election will be that November. So Trump will definitely still be president.
That's
He will.
scary though. Like election and the Olympics in LA in the same time. That's
There's a org, and I think we spoke with them a long time ago. No Olympics is the organization. A fierce young Asian sister is who we spoke with about No Olympics. And anyway, they've been organizing, trying to disrupt all the extra shit that goes on with the Olympics when the Olympics come to town, when these international events come to town, the displacement of unhoused people, gentrification gets intensified, the police get further militarized, though I don't know how LA could get more militarized than actual Marines in the streets. Jesus, this is not cute, Don. Like, it's a not cute situation that's about to get deeply not cuter. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
don't know which way is the next turn here. Like,
Well,
is it coming on the international front? Is it going to
right.
be, some stuff with Iran? Shout out to Iran, by the way. We
Shout out
we,
Iran.
we recognize the real out here and deaf to the fakers. Shout out to Iran. Woo! Wait a minute. Hold on. See, I did have stories. Did you see my Yemeni kinfolk, Don? Did you
Ooh,
see my kinfolk out there in Yemen?
listen, tell them to call me. Shit.
You see my Yemeni kinfolk? In case y'all didn't know, the H group out of Yemen sunk not one but two ships, and dared y'all to bring some more ships through that motherfucker. And the H groups that from Yemen said, we dare y'all to bring some motherfucking ships through this Red Sea. Oh, you think you bringing ships through this Red Sea? No, y'all
Mhm,
gotta go round. Y'all gotta go round.
mhm,
Fuck that. Y'all
mhm.
gotta spend the block.
Unity and solidarity with the H group.
Mm.
Both of the H
All
groups.
three of the H groups
All
for
three,
me.
three of them. My bad. It is three of them. You're right. But all of the age group, big up, and oh my
Sheesh.
goodness, just we have to. That's dual and contending power right
Whoa.
there.
Say that.
That's how far that goes. That is dual and contending power.
Next
Iran is showing us dual and contending power. The H groups are showing us, especially the H group in
Gaza.
Palestine,
Oh,
is showing us dual and
Woo!
contending power.
Woo! Yeah, the H group in Gaza have been putting in some work this past week.
Yeah,
Putting in work. But listen,
but
the H group out of Yemen, Don, I feel as though black people in America specifically, that there's something that we specifically need to be taking away from. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime you hear mainstream, whatever, talk about or describe Yemen, this impoverished country that has been under, sanctions and been under war and blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, but how are they out missiling? How are they out drone shipping? Like,
talk about it.
the people with the least seem to be out here doing the absolute most.
Like Jonathan Jackson said, this is a paper tiger. It is flammable. Don't play. The paper tiger is flammable. It may be strong, it might have a big bark, but the paper tiger is flammable, and the age groups are proving that. I so love that I was able to bring that to answer that question of dual and contending power like that, because the age group in Gaza is the most extreme form of dual and contending power.
And listen, I mean, as much as I mean, again, I appreciate hearing from all the comrades, and I'm not in organization, but I'm learning from people that are, right?
Hmm,
And
hmm.
so I'm just very grateful to been able to been shown all these parallels between what Israel is doing in Palestine and what the US does to us, and but to everybody else also around the world, but the direct parallels between what's happening to us here, us brown, black,
Yes.
non-white, non-straight, non-Christian, etc., and what's going on in Palestine. I'm like, it's very similar. It's
Hmm.
so conversely, if American police and law enforcement forces are doing the same tactics that the IDF forces are doing on Palestinians, well, we may have to be learning from some of the H groups resistance tactics. You understand?
Yes.
Like,
Yes. And we have to make sure that we know that the biggest law enforcement agencies of the United States are in fact sending their people to isn't real to train and stuff like that. So, like you said, these very same tactics that are being used on protesters these days. And let me say something. Honestly, this is just me personally. Like, there's been a lot of, like, especially with the inflamed phase of police terrorism that we see right now, there's been a lot of, like, this isn't the concern of Africans. This isn't the purview of Africans and stuff like that. And such could not be further from the truth. First off, I want to shout out Unión del Barrio and Raza Internationalism, which has been the organizational kin of the African People's Socialist Party and the Uhuru movement for 40 years.
Wow.
And I want to shout out the fact that every time the Uhuru movement has an event, Unión del Barrio is front and center, if not providing the very space. But this is all of our struggle. This is all of our struggle. And for me, it's like if the indigenous and Mexican people are out there, getting shot in the face with rubber bullets, we're going to need to confer with them for the next time an unarmed black person is killed by police. We're going to need to be like, well, what tactics and strategies did they use against y'all? We're going to need to find those people that was shot in the face with the rubber bullets and see like how we gonna defend ourselves against that. Does that make sense? Can you unite with that?
I can. But then I'm thinking about the charges that are now pending against a gentleman. And unfortunately, I don't know his ethnic
Oh.
background, but in Los Angeles, he was passing out masks, because they were getting gassed by LAPD and Los Angeles sheriff's deputies. And this man is now facing federal charges. And I can't remember if they were inciting a riot, something along those lines, but he was literally giving out health like biological like a mask so you
Mhm.
don't inhale the illegal chemical munitions that are being fired upon protesters. And now he's facing charges for that. I mean, I think about Palestine action. Like that's what I fear. I won't say is coming because we've experienced variations of that in the past, but you can't even hold up a sign in the UK supporting Palestine action. They're going to charge. They look 14 years. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. That ain't 6 months in the bank. You know what I'm saying? But like, this is all very, very nasty, Dom. But I hope the fact that there's more of us than there are of them, and I'm hoping that enough folks wake up. That's all I can say is that I hope enough folks wake up because it's not even like, we need the white folks to wake up. No, enough niggas is asleep out here. Okay,
Mhm.
like I can't work. We need the whites. Y'all got to go work on y'all people. We got to work on our people. But I'm thinking though, contrasting what you described happened in St. Louis and how the city did fuck all to warn the people and or help the people after. I mean, the white folks down there in Texas are kind of feeling that treatment right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Y'all got no warning and y'all getting very minimal help. Like I saw a white man, I saved the video. Well, this white man's ramblings were a little disturbing because he talked about his wife and his two children being swept away, but he didn't seem like upset that they had got swept. It was weird. Like his whole affect was kind of strange. I'm like, sir, did you kill your family before the flood? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. But as he got to the end of his rant, he was like, and where's FEMA? Where's Travis County? Where is your government? Is what he was
Mhm.
asking. Where are your resources that you have paid taxes into? Like, where is
Oh,
it?
no, it goes to the police. What you talking about? What you talking about? Yeah, that money goes to the police. $5 million here in Buer Park.
Woo! Guess how much they needed for the siren system in Kerrville, Texas, nephew Don?
Mm.
They $1 million, and they asked for it 10 years ago, and the state of Texas told them no. Told them they give them a 0% interest loan. Y'all, we'll loan you the money, but you gotta pay it back. But we can't give you $1 million for this flood. But I bet you the Travis County Sheriff's Department got plenty of funding.
Plenty of money. I bet you ain't none of them officers missed a payday.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Eaton fires and stuff like that. The year
Yeah.
before that, Karen Bassett took all of that money from the firefighters and gave it to the police. Literally, we could probably do like a graph of like how much money, like this is inflamed police terrorism that we're experiencing. Money going to the police and to the military of all branches is police terrorism against the working class, against the people. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Uhuru, nephew.
Yeah, Auntie, let me I done been on here. I done took about 30 minutes of your time or
Never
whatsoever.
take up my time, nephew. You are a bright ray of sunshine. You
Mm-hmm.
always enlighten us
Mm-hmm.
with your spirits, your attitude, and of course your deep knowledge that continues to deepen and grow. I love to see it.
Auntie Kim, I'm gonna put my personal number in the private chat.
Will read it to me when we get finished.
Okay, okay, perfect. Call me, man. Call me, man. Let's really get into it one of these days. You know what I'm saying? We ain't did that yet. You know what
We
I'm saying?
haven't. We got to get you out of Cali. You are the people want to see nephew Don out here.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm
They
saying?
did. They did want to see. They did want to see. You know. I'm just kidding. I love y'all so much. All of y'all in the chat. I really do love y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, Auntie Kim, got love for y'all, and we will have Uhuru Vanguard up.
Let's go. What I wonder what it Don meant by Vanguard up. I followed this gentleman on TikTok. By the way, TikTok is being sold, though I haven't seen the official story. I saw people talking about it, but I need to go find the story myself. But apparently TikTok is being sold to Oracle. Oracle of CIA fame, I think. The Oracle founded by a former asset or active member of the CIA. I don't know. Nasty work. So I'm not going to be on TikTok long, but I follow a gentleman by the name of Jorge the Vanguard. He had his account suspended a couple times. So now his new account is not Jorge the Vanguard. Anyway, but Jorge always posts these wonderful screeds, just utterly dragging European culture for filth, and it's great. So, ooh, all right. So, actually, Will, in case nobody is coming on, which is okay if they don't, but we welcome all who want to click in, tap in. I want to say tap in. Tap in reminds me of a wrestling match. You can tag in.
Yeah. No one is in the queue.
Okay, but
Um,
I'm about to drop this on the dock real quick. Well, I do got a couple, two or three links we could play for the folks because while we talking about resistance, while we out here talking about resisting, there was some resistance going on. Stop! There's too much going on my screen. It was some resistance going on for a story that we talked about. Pardon me, on the Remix Morning Show. There was an incident at an ice facility in Texas. A group of patriots, let's call them patriots, was with the shits. One second, hold on. I'm trying to see if I can find another one. Oh, there's that part. See, there's a lot of cops ain't shit stories that I have here in my bookmarks, but I'm gonna put two on. Oh no, I'll throw this one on here too. Because these scenes coming out of California are bonkers, bonkers, guys. And the white man said it. I don't know who the fuck he was. Some cracker with Homeland Security. He was like, in California, Los Angeles, you better get used to this. This is new normal. I said, oh shit. You know what that means, everybody? It's about to be the new normal for everybody. It's about to be everybody new normal. Everybody new normal. Fucking National Guard and Marines and shit posted up on a block alongside your local police department. Like the fucking British are coming. If y'all don't get the fuck out of my face, like if you want a civil war, nigga, then just fucking declare one. God damn. Like all this, the public safety. No, you are the public danger. Law enforcement, federal government, y'all are the danger. Baltimore police, the danger. Y'all the fucking danger. Anyway, Wilbert, let me know when you got those clips up. And as a secondary ask, I know I did see a couple of colored boxes roll up while nephew Don was on because Don bring everybody want to make it rain on Don, which is fine and well and good. Another story that I saw, we're gonna get to some of this other shit, but I I don't think I'd ever talk about it here because I don't know how much I actually care about it, and I don't know is MAGA actually turning on Trump? Is that actually happening? Because there's so much theater and spectacle associated with this reality TV show of an administration. Like I still stand on the fact that I think this whole feud with Elon is fake news. I think that shit is fake because both of these niggas think they so slick. Oh, they gonna get one over on the public because they're so smart. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure if the MAGA shit is real.
Got the clips up. You can hear me, right? Yeah.
I can, brother.
Yeah. So yeah, we got two super chats. One from two Fs. I'm off from work tonight, but I have been working nights and missing so many live streams.
You're working at
I'm
Pole,
out
Franny
here.
Fresh. You got you,
Hmm.
Franny, make that money. Don't let it make you make that money. I'm just playing. Please don't take offense, Franny. I don't know why I think that you are just finessing all of the business lunch crowd at the Tutti Frutti. What's name me a classy strip joint, Will? Like a real classy one, like where like
Uh,
what was it? The Nexus Gold Club was the one they used to have here in DC. The
yeah,
Nexus
Golden
Gold
Club,
Club.
something like that. Something
I
you
feel
don't
like
really know what it is. We got
right, right.
yeah, we got also one
Thank
too
you, Franny.
from Infinite Content.
Peace,
Kim,
Infinite.
I've been warning that they're gonna open up sites to jail people in LA prior to the Olympics in 2027, 28. Peep what the moves they pull in the World Cup host cities in the
Right.
US for 2026.
That shit's gonna be nuts
It's
too. All
world.
them brown and black people. Like, do these crackers know that run America know who plays soccer? Like, it's gonna be nothing but foreigners. You know what I'm saying? And ICE, Homeland Security, are fucking with white foreigners. No one is safe. No one is safe coming here. Don't even come. If you're from abroad, don't come to America. It is bad time. It's a bad time to travel here. So,
Yeah, I got those two videos too. You want?
all right, good bruv. Well, we're gonna run the first one because, guys, like I said, we're gonna call them patriots, but they're not patriots in the way that we think of these cracker patriots. No, these are actually patriots of justice, patriots of, dare I say, righteousness. And they looking for one of them, but guess what? We ain't seen them. Somebody got away. Ain't nobody seen him. Ain't nobody seen him. Especially not for no $25,000 reward. I ain't nobody seen my man. So anyway, go ahead and run that, Will, when you're ready. Go ahead.
32 federal investigators sent out a blue alert for 32-year-old Benjamin Song of Dallas just before 8 last night. He is wanted for attempted murder of a federal officer and is considered armed and dangerous. He is a former Marine Corps reservist. Authorities believe he fired two AR-15 style rifles at 3 officers and then hid out in the woods for a day after the shooting. Authorities say the group attacked the Prairie Land Detention Center on the 4th of July. And they say the group dressed in black military-style clothing and began shooting fireworks toward the facility and spraying graffiti in the parking lot to lure officers outside. And one Alvarado police officer was shot in the neck by someone in the nearby woods. That man is expected to recover. They say someone then fired 20 to 30 rounds at unarmed correctional officers who came outside. Investigators say Song purchased 4 of the guns found in connection with the shooting. 10 other suspects will face charges, including murder of an officer. And there is also one charged co-conspirator in that attack. And the FBI is offering a $25,000 reward for information leading to Song's arrest.
Let me tell you something. I ain't seen nobody for $25,000. Especially not nobody armed and dangerous. I guess he ain't that goddamn dangerous. Y'all don't really want him because you only offering $25,000. Benjamin Song. Now, Will, sometimes I have difficulty gauging people's ethnicities. Now, he looked non-white. Did I get that right? He was non-white.
Yeah.
He's
Like you
giving me
said,
Asian,
spicy,
bruv.
maybe spicy.
Maybe Filipino, bruv. Half. Maybe he's Blasian or
Yeah.
Wasian. but off-white, definitely not.
Yeah, I got why you said Asian though. I get like something might be Asian.
Well, I don't know no white nor black person last name Song. Song is Korean, Japanese, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to generalize or stereotype at all. That people that I've met with last name Song are usually East Asian. So he's giving
Right.
me East Asian ish somewhere in there. But 25 grand. You seen Benny out here?
Who? 25.
Right.
That's it. Come on, man.
Right. Who is the right question? That is the correct answer. I don't even know. Even if I went to middle school with Benny, I'm not saying shit because y'all that I wouldn't say shit anyway. Because by the way, the mission, the mission,
Let Benny
the
call it
mission.
in.
Listen,
I'm over. I'm over here. I'm
and to
over
be
here.
clear here, gang, did you hear the news? Listen, did you hear the way the story did not add up? So now that they've named who they're looking for, Benjamin Song, what they said was this attack happened at the Alvarado ICE detention facility on 4th of July. And then they said Song hid out in the woods for a day. How do y'all know he hid out for a day? 4th of July was a week ago. Like, whoa. Like, that was a whole week ago. Now, that story may not have been from today. It may have been from a couple days ago. But clearly, he must have hid out way longer than just a day. That's just an odd detail to put in when you don't know where he is, and you don't know that he either was hiding out or that he just didn't leave when the incident happened. Right? It's just the way the news will easily cover up, or rather, just take the word of the police, like literally word for word. Like they'll just swallow it and like won't ask questions, like follow-up questions, like what the police are presenting doesn't make any sense, which happens a lot, by the way. Will, let's go ahead and run that second video because I already done forgot what it was. I was like, oh right, this video I bookmarked. Let me put this on the doc too, so let it be a
Tries to
surprise.
form a human blockade
Oh,
at
here
the
we
San
go.
Francisco
Yes.
Immigration Court today. Trying to stop ICE agents as they attempt to move detainees from a courthouse to a waiting van. They shove their way through the protesters and push their detainee into the van. But the crowd moves with them, including several protesters who threw themselves on the hood. Some agents climbed into vehicles. Others walked from one courthouse to another, with protesters following step for step. As agents reach the second building, another confrontation, including an agent throwing a man to the ground, pulls up. The crowd dispersed after that federal officer stepped out carrying what appears to be an assault rifle.
Wow, we just pulling assault rifles out on citizens. And I wanted to say this. I think I picked that video for a reason because if you know persons, and I know, let me be clear, I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. Please do what the fuck you want, okay? But I'm just saying, if it was me, a summons to immigration court in 2025 might as well be a summons to go to a concentration camp, right? There is no discernment, there is no meaningful discrimination amongst these ICE officers of who are criminals, which again is a very broad, overused, non-specific term because these fucking punk motherfuckers, Trump and his ilk, are using the term criminal to describe people who are simply here without documents. Not a criminal offense under US code, under US penal code. Like that's not that you don't go to jail for that. You goddamn sure don't you that doesn't determine a serious punishment, simply you being here without documents. It's a ticket, it's a notice to appear. It's a process for asylum or for legal residency. But if you are in such a process for asylum, legal residency, green card, you got to show up to ICE, immigration court. Don't fucking go. Don't go. There was a story that just came out today or yesterday from Cincinnati, Ohio, about an imam. I think he's from Egypt. And I can't call his name off the top of my head, but if you Google very easily, Cincinnati imam arrested at immigration court by ICE agents because this man, I believe, served as a chaplain at a local hospital. In addition to being a faith leader amongst the Muslim community in Cincinnati, Ohio, like the people of Cincinnati really revere him, and ICE has kidnapped him and taken him, and he was a legal either asylum seeker or legally had already been granted asylum here. But either way, I don't think there was anything illegal about his presence in the country, and yet he's been captured and detained and possibly sent to parts unknown. That's why I so salute Comrade Musa. Comrade Musa out here doing the Lord's work. The Allah will see you. Comrade Musa. You understand? Like if your legal status in this country is not cemented, or even if it was, I mean, think about what happened to the bruv. Oh my God. How is it that all these names escape me? The young guy from NYU, pardon me, from Columbia, who got kidnapped and sent to Louisiana. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm about to call him all kinds of random Mahmoods. I'm like, Mahmoud Abbas. Oh no, Mahmoud Abdullah. No. But y'all know who I'm talking about. He had all the legal status, all the green cards, all the rights to be here. They didn't give a fuck. So if you got to go to court, don't. if you got to go to immigration court, do not fucking go. Not if you want to keep your freedom. I think you stand a better chance of remaining free if you don't show up to immigration court, because the Gestapo are waiting, and they're not subtle about it. They're not trying to be coy. They're not trying to be covert. They are literally waiting outside of elevators. They are waiting outside of the courthouse doors. They are zip tying children and sending them. Fuck that. If you are closer to Canada, go to Canada.
Oh shit.
Okay. Oh shit. What's up?
I didn't know you let me in. Hey, Miss Kim, how you doing?
What's going on?
Nothing much. I just wanted to say hi. Like I've just been going through a lot, but it's funny that you brought up the imam in Cincinnati getting picked up, because like BAP Ohio that we're trying to start out here, one of our comrades just brought that up in regards to him being grabbed because he works with the local children's hospital. So we're trying to figure that out now that you say that. But yeah, this
Listen, it to me, it doesn't make sense for people to follow the rules in these times when the rules are not being followed by those that are supposed to be enforcing the rules, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, and realistically speaking, what are rules? In the sense that who sets the precedents for the rules are the quote unquote rule makers, but who are they to do that? Who are you to tell me what I can and can't do? Like, you know, you can have a parent. Your parent can tell you what you can and can't do because, you know, my house, my rules. But this ain't even their house. So how can it possibly be their rules? So it's really to the point of like George Jackson, Burton, like all those people that bring it up that we're in prison. We are essentially not liberated. We're just free to move around until we can't anymore. So all of these quote unquote rules that they're giving us is just it's suggestions at this point, and it should always be suggestions. You should never listen to any of this. It's just suggestions, like the basic of like be kind to your fellow man and all that other like humanistic principles. Sure, but like a lot of the other stuff is suggestions. I just say finesse the best way you can and just stay out the way the best way you can. But as far as what's going on now, it's like organize the best way you can. Find an organization, obviously.
I'm wondering, you know, from what I understand, people that are being deported to Mexico or being, asked to self-deport, like the
Mm-hmm.
Mexican government under President Claudia
Mm-hmm.
is out here really stepping up to help people that find themselves back in Mexico, or people that have never lived in Mexico and are being deported to Mexico. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think they are giving people cash money upon arrival. They're trying to set them up with services, set them up with communications, because a lot of times people are just shipped over there with no phone, no ID, nothing like that. So the Mexican government is being responsive and proactive to people being deported there. I'm wondering if the Canadian government, in, in response, because I know they just dialed before all this Trump shit happened, when Trudeau was on the way out, Canada
Yeah.
like shut the door on immigration. They was
Yeah. I
like,
mean,
they're like, oh, we full actually.
yeah. Canada's just white with maple syrup. Like it's the same. They operate the same. I
They
mean,
do.
from what I understand, Canada, Mexico, a couple of other countries, like I think South Sudan and Nigeria and a couple other countries are like accepting the people that they're kidnapping over there, and people are trying to figure out like why, like this contention back and forth. But it's like ultimately when it comes to this, because I refuse to call people immigrants, because again, whose rules are we going by? These are
Right.
just people that just wasn't born here. Like,
Hmm.
but so when you're looking at how they treat these people, immigrants or migrants under the colonial understanding of these people, they're treating them again like trash, throwing them to the side and just sending them off to wherever. And they're doing it with impunity because, like, I mean, I talk about this amongst my friends, and I won't get too far into it. But as somebody who I'm a I teach martial arts and stuff of that nature, and like I compete in that. So the thing that I've learned in the years that I've been teaching and training and coaching and being coached is that the best thing, the best equalizer for any humans across our society is the threat of violence. Like the understanding that if you do something, something is going to happen to you. When it happens to you, who knows, but something will. And I'll just leave it at that. But basically, that is like that's one of the main reasons that got me into activism. But that's like one of the beautiful things about martial arts is the understanding that I tell people that come into the gym all the time who are like brand new and be like, yeah, I fought when I was a kid, or like I don't really know how to box. I used to wrestle with my friends. He was like, okay, and they tell you all these things, and they like, why is everybody so nice here? And it's like, because anybody in here can kill you. Like you don't know who knows what, who knows how to do what. So just be nice. And it seems with the way that empire has been since its existence, is they have caucasity that is unmatched. That you are just like, how do you have that much caucasity and audacity? And it's because of the threat of violence. Like they just don't think nobody can touch them. So that's why you have the situation with Luigi, where you have the news going ape shit and making all types of, how could someone do this? What do you mean this dude was stealing so much money? How would anybody ever do this? We need to stop people like him, just this solo person, this one person, because no one else thinks like this. That's why they got so hyper, they got on it when they were reporting that, because they want to make people believe, no, that's not the way to go. Which, again, do what you must, but the
Which
threat. As,
which I find interesting, because there was a lot of dissection of Luigi Mangioni's his life, the way he was brought up,
mm-hmm,
what may have been his motivation
mm-hmm.
if he did it. But how come there wasn't this much interrogation of the dude who took shots at Trump, Tommy Crooks, 20 years old white boy out of Pennsylvania, you know what I'm saying, decided to shoot at the fucking president?
Or the dude in Florida. Oh, I think it was Florida, the one that shot at the golf course.
Him too,
Yeah.
and the another young cracker. Like I'm shocked that the whites aren't more upset about this. But the young cracker who killed firefighters up there in Idaho, like set them
Yeah.
up for an ambush, murdered them.
Yeah.
Like some of TikTok creators did some interesting dives on his parents. of course, MAGAs, of course, white supremacists, ideology all over their social media. And it's like, even the whites, even with some of their power and their audacity, what they don't understand that it will be your own niggas. like the whites, y'all can keep y'all foot on the y'all boot on the neck of black, brown people, indigenous people, all you want. It will be other whites that will be your undoing. It is going to be other whites that are going to bring this country down.
I mean,
and y'all don't believe us.
well, it's because the issue is, like, I know I heard you say it earlier, there's more of us than them, and the reason why I came in is because I wanted to say, like, no, I think it's the same amount. I think the same amount of fucked up people there are the same amount of people that are aware. There's just a bunch of people in the middle that either are like the lumpen proletariat, who, like, they don't really care or don't really know, or there's the people that just don't care. So even though I'm only bringing this up because I'm from Harlem, so like 5%ers is like big in Harlem. So like that whole 5% understand, 10% taking over the 80. That idea, yeah, the way that they operate, nah. But the idea, like, there are some people that get it. There's others that also get it, but doing the fucked up thing. Then there's just the people in the middle that you're trying to sway to either side. I think the issue that arises is a lot of people get they get arrested in their development of liberatory thought, because liberating thought, because they think that we need to get everybody on board. When you consider all of the people that we lionize, all the people that we love in the past, it wasn't a lot of them. Like,
right.
It's never a lot of them, because if it was a lot of them, then this wouldn't be happening at all. Because to the point that you made, there are literally more of us not getting that kind of money than there is getting that kind of money, but there isn't more of us that are mad about it in the same way we all, in line. And that's cool. Like, I don't need everybody to help me get liberated. I just need to make sure we all get liberated. So, like, the idea that the whites, you got the dude that you said set up the firefighters, all the other silly shit that they're doing. It's like, even quote unquote white people that were fighting in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they don't get brought up on purpose. Like, you don't hear about the weathermen on purpose. They were blowing shit up. Like, you don't hear about the weathermen. Like, you don't hear about the prairie fires. You don't hear about these white folks that was wilding. Because they were doing that because they're like, yo, we understand the privilege that we have because of how we're looked at and how we're identified in this colony. We can use that to our advantage to fuck shit up. You don't hear about these people on purpose. Like, you actually, weirdly enough, have to do like white history to figure out, like, oh shit. So y'all, there is some of y'all. John Brown ain't the only one. There
He
is
wasn't
so
the
many
only
more
one.
of you.
You're right
Like,
about that.
okay, we just need to and we just need to find more y'all so we can, like, get this together. They purposely cause these distractions and cause these schisms so that way we keep thinking, like, damn, we need more of these people on our side. We need more. They do that on purpose. They want you to feel downtrodden. They want you to feel like, fuck, what's even a point? Like, they want you to be revolutionary. Like, they want you to be a revolutionary and also depressed. You can be a revolutionary, but make sure you're depressed, though, because then that means you're gonna do shit. You're gonna be able to read all the theory. You're gonna be able to tell everybody everything, scream on a soapbox, go to a couple meetings, but you ain't really gonna do shit because you're depressed, and that's what they want. So, like, to your point again, those people that are seeing, people that look like them doing these violent acts, and they're not making the connection as to, like, what this is all turning into, is because that's the point of colony. They want those people to just look at those guys as outliers. It's always a lone wolf. They always want the lone wolf to do that shit. But when anybody that look like us, or even aligns, I mean, like Luigi, whether if he did or didn't do it, he's Italian. So that's when they kicked in that, oh yeah, he ain't even white, he Italian. Like, he ain't one of us. He ain't a British. He Italian. He probably Sicilian. Like, we don't like him. But that's what they want. They always want that division. They want them schisms on purpose.
I 100% correct. I find no disagreements. Let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Like the gentleman who they are on with the clip we just played, they looking for Benjamin Song out here.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting, and I always think it's interesting. Like, some of these people that go rogue, let's say,
Yeah.
a lot of them got military backgrounds, right?
Yeah.
This
Oh,
guy
yeah.
was a Marine reservist, and I'm thinking, I would love if our side could but see, I don't trust the military. I don't trust them veterans though, because sometimes they're sent in as
Yeah,
and
counterinsurgent. Yeah, the
yeah,
counterinsurgents.
yeah. So I feel weird about them, but I
I
wish
mean,
we could
Robert
get
Williams. No,
who,
go ahead.
who
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, who, babe?
No, I'm saying like Robert Williams. Like they're all like former
Oh,
military.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, it's just. But I get. But to your point, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I if there was a way that we could you know encourage them and trust them. I don't find them trustworthy. That's my problem.
I
But
get the
so
indoctrination. Yeah.
yeah, but I am remarking. I'm trying to choose my words here a little carefully because gee, who the fuck knows what
At
is
the end
going
of the
to.
day, man, say what you got to say, just as long as it ain't too much. Which you right.
I am not. I'm not angry at the action. Okay,
Oh yeah,
I'm not angry at the action at
for
all.
sure.
And I appreciate that it would probably take someone with that kind of training to be able to, and again to the extent that the mission was a success, I'm not sure because everybody lived. I mean,
Right.
what we shooting for if everybody gonna live?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what's the
Yeah.
point?
Aim cinemass. Yeah.
Right. So maybe the mission wasn't successful, but
Right.
the attempt. Yeah. Okay. We see what you did there, but it's
Yeah.
like I I I don't
I
even
get
know
what
where
you're
I'm
getting
going
at.
with that, but.
I so
I think about Chris Dorner, also a former veteran. I think about
a
the
former
brother.
veteran that they viciously murdered, like that they set on fire,
Yes.
and we
Yeah.
just was just like, okay, like we just moved on. Like he wrote a manifesto pointing out the the wrongdoings of his whatever fucking police he worked for.
I think he was LAPD.
He was one. They all the same. He was whatever the fuck. He was cops united, working
Right.
for the
Right.
cops. He wrote that out eloquently. I didn't read it, but I'm gonna assume that it was eloquently written. Wrote it out eloquently. This is a man that was, I think, a Navy SEAL sniper, and he was a Navy SEAL sniper with both hands. And from my understanding of my friends who are former military, that is, to be a Navy SEAL sniper alone is already hard enough. To be able to do it with both hands is like damn near impossible. I think he was ambidextrous, like he could shoot with both hands as a sniper, doing all of that shit. He went rogue. I mean, well, he was a class traitor as far as against the against the Empire class because he was a cop. Did all of that. Had fucking L.A. in a tizzy.
Whole state of California was
Oh
looking for
yeah,
Chris
and
Dorner.
really, he just had the cops scared, and maybe some Asian people at first because they thought just because he shot those two people at first, they thought it was on some different shit. But then when
Mhm.
you figured out that it wasn't like that, then it was just the cops. He had the cops scared. Cops freaking out. Cops shitting themselves. They're like, this dude is basically a superhero.
One dude.
One dude,
What
he's fucking Rambo. We don't know
Oh,
where he is.
what would it be like if there was 100 Chris Dorners? What if
The thi-
100 Chris Dorners was on their shit and organized? Then what?
so to that
That's a
point,
problem.
so to that point, me and my homie at the gym, my dude Drew, white dude under colonial designation, but mad cool. We were talking, and he was bringing up, he was like, "Yo, like it's a lot of fucking like fascist weirdo dudes that do jujitsu. Like it's so many dudes." And we were both talking about like it's so many dudes who are like super right wing conservative that do MMA, jujitsu. Not many that do Muay Thai, but MMA, jujitsu, boxing, and shit like that. Like it's a lot of dickheads that do this sport. And to that same thing, like what if more people? And we were bringing that same point. Like what if more people that were of the mind of like, no, Empire needs to get kicked back, get strucken back, but not by those folk. Did the sport, and I think one for many is access because a lot of those dickheads tend to live in like Midwest where I am in Ohio, and Ohio's a big wrestling state. Like Iowa's a big all those Midwest places, big wrestling states. They all have boxing, all that other stuff. They tend to have the martial arts heavy, and it's cheaper here than it would be in like say in New York City, like or Florida or whatever, or Cali. Where Cali like paying a gym membership out there, think can be, you know, a shit ton of money. So it's access, and then it's also obviously, you know, what people can commit their time to, and then just some people fear getting punched in the face. And it's like, if you get good at the thing, you won't get punched in the face a lot. It's not that hard. Like I've been doing it for like 10 years. I think I look all right.
You ever had any of your teeth knocked out?
Nah, not that I know of. I mean, I think all these are I think all these are real. The thing of getting more people to be more militarized and outside of their thinking, but in their conditioning physically, is to get them to understand, like George Jackson speaking about, like Jonathan Jackson speaking about, like everybody keeps speaking about, we're at war. Like, not even figuratively, not even on some, I'm trying to spit a poem at you right now. Like, we're literally at war. You need to be armed and prepared. I live in Ohio, so it is an open carry state, if I'm not mistaken. We went from concealed carry. Now you don't need to get a concealed carry license, but I have mine. Like, you need to do the things that you need to do when you're at war. That doesn't mean you need to go do wild shit, because that's not how wars work. Again, if you follow the things of Jonathan Jackson, George Jackson, Mao, all of these people, you understand guerrilla warfare, and you kind of like break it down to a more like dialectical way. You look at it from where you're at right now. You just need to be prepared and understanding how shit has to go. So to that point of like more Christopher Donner's, more Robert Williams types. Excuse me. You need to get these people to understand that you need to be ready, because you just never know. And not even to be prepared for the worst, so to speak, but just because, honestly, like, it's very freeing to know that you can whip somebody's ass, but you don't have to. Like, it's a very freeing feeling to understand violence, because when you understand violence, you don't want to do it. Like, you don't want to become violent, because you know violence is the last resort. So understanding that within this war that we're in right now, psychologically, physically, mentally, emotionally, all that shit, violence is the last resort. That's not necessarily saying that violence is out of the picture. Nobody's saying don't be violent, but it's the last resort. So to get more Christopher Donners is to understand, like, you need to be prepared on all fronts. We can't just we need to be reading. We, beloved, need to be reading, but you also need to be sparring. You also need to be running if you can. Whatever you can physically do, you need to be prepared to do whatever you need to do. Yeah.
It's one thing to be nonviolent. It's another thing to be harmless, right? You don't. It's
Exactly.
okay if you don't choose violence, but you don't want to be harmless. Should violence be? If someone chooses violence with you, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You want to be able to reciprocate some harm, right? If someone wants to get rowdy with you. But thank you so much for calling up. We needed
Yeah.
that pep talk in here today. And thank you so much for even saying that you need to be prepared at all times. Because I don't know if you saw the video out of I started following New York media all on TikTok, but I think it was the Bronx. Well, where's Putnam Avenue or Pullman Avenue? That's probably
Cool.
both. Is it Queens?
I think Putnam. Why do I feel like Putnam is in the Bronx and Queens? Don't ask me about Queens. Queens is the most confusing borough in the fucking world.
Maybe it was the Bronx then.
Yeah.
Anyway, these chicks was scrapping over a parking spot, and this one sister, she got rocked, son. She got rocked, and I don't relish in seeing people get beat up, but I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, it could be ICE, it could be someone trying to fight you over a parking spot. Like, you better be
Yeah.
ready at all times.
You need to be ready, and you need to also understand, with understanding violence, you understand that a lot of people don't want to be violent. Meaning, like, if you are somebody that understands violence and you know that that's the last resort, if you are in a situation with someone where it could possibly be violent, and they don't know violence like you know violence, they won't want to do violence with you. Because if you come into a situation very calm, composed, realizing what you are capable of doing, and this doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, because you know how to do some shit, you're gonna win. No, it just means that if I understand violence, that means I'm not gonna stop until I get what I want. So it's the point of, like, understanding violence is understanding that it's the last resort for a reason. So that means the person that is across from you, or whoever's across from you that is possibly going to receive said violence, needs to also understand how you don't care about it being the last resort, and that you're going to get whatever you need out of it. It's the idea of guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare is not necessarily about going out on the battlefield. We trying to take our people and beat your people. Guerrilla warfare is less of us than it is of them. We are trying to cause a spectacle. We are trying to make it where you like, fuck, I don't want to do that again. Like, that's what they did. Even going back to Christopher Columbus bitch ass when he went to Haiti. Queen Akuna, I think it's Akana. I'm sorry if I mess up her name, but she was a Taino queen. When they were stealing the land in Haiti, initially, she took her people and they went off into the jungles. And they were doing guerrilla warfare, whipping the Spanish's ass. And they were using whatever they had around them to beat them because they didn't have dogs like the Spanish did. They obviously didn't have guns, but they were fucking them up. They're whipping the Queen Akuna and them beating their ass from the jungles made the Spanish have to figure out another way to torture the people, like to get the people out of the jungles. They did that fake treaty or whatever they did where they ended up hanging a couple of priests, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think they even hung Queen Akuna. But the whole point is, like, that's what guerrilla warfare is. Like, I'm here to cause a spectacle. So if it has to become violent, it is going to be violent to a point where you don't want it to ever get to that point again with you. So with these people understanding that on the side of that are on the side of liberation, understanding that they want to be liberated, they need to understand violence. They need to study guerrilla warfare. They need to, if they can afford it, or if they can find somebody that can help them. Because I mean, there's like YMCA. I know centers get funding pulled all the goddamn time, but there's places that offer like free martial arts and shit like that. Like, look into it, please. Like, if you have the ability, if you are physically capable of doing something, look into being able to protect yourself physically, so that way you can understand what violence is.
That is such sage advice. I appreciate that.
No doubt.
And it echoes what Don and I were talking about, the age groups out in West Asia,
Yeah,
not the
the
Middle
Swana.
East,
Yeah.
West Asia, and the age group out of Yemen. Look at what the age group out of Yemen is out here
The
doing.
main one. Yemen has been the main one trying to withhold and uphold the dignity of Palestinians.
Sheesh.
Like the other age group in Lebanon has been doing stuff, but they got defanged a bit because of what happened in Syria, and then them internally fighting with the government in Lebanon. So it's been a lot. But the one in Yemen has been the main one outside of the one in Palestine doing something about it. And they're showing that's guerrilla warfare.
That's guerrilla
That's
warfare.
them showing because they are also fighting against Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Like, they are also fighting against the so-called, like, as a Muslim, it pisses me off, but fighting against the so-called Ummah of Saudi Arabia and Qatar and the UAE, who are benefiting from what's happening to the people in Palestine. They're benefiting from what is happening to the people in Sudan. They're benefiting from what is happening to the people in the Congo. And Yemen is like, yo, fam, we got Palestine on our mind, but obviously if we do this for Palestine, this is helping out the Congo. If we do this for Palestine, this is helping out Sudan. So it's a thing of like, that's guerrilla warfare. They're creating spectacle. They damn well know they don't got enough to deal with the Greater West. That's not the point.
And yet.
That's not the point. That's, again, when you understand violence, you understand spectacle. So you understand, if I am going to be violent, I'm going to make sure. That's the easiest way to think about it. Is that's why a lot of people have adverse feelings to watching fights on television, because it's so much going on. It's so much glitz and glamour. It's so much commercial ads, like fucking Floyd Mayweather have Hublot on his shorts. It's a lot happening because it's spectacle. Because you don't want to see that again. Like, all those fights happen so far in between, like so far out, because it's a lot happening, and you like, holy shit! I just watched a man or a woman get her face broken. I don't know if I can watch that every weekend.
Oh well, yeah.
Exactly.
Listen, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like, how
Drake, drop that GoFundMe, please. Put it in the private chat so I can share it with everybody else.
All right, give me 1 second. Hold on, I'm trying to go in my notes.
I feel like I just got the pep talk. You know what I'm saying? Coach just came up and rubbed my shoulders a little bit. Like, all right now.
Hold on, I'm on my iPad. I'm on my iPad. Hold on, I'm trying to find it in my See if it transferred over. But yeah, nah, just remember, don't not be violent. Find don't give up on violence.
Ever. And again, let me double down on this. Guys, guns. It's the time. Please go get your gun. Okay. Now listen, now some of y'all may not got the records to get guns. That's okay. Your grandmama record straight. Okay. Send grandma in there. And no, that's not a straw purchase. I'm not saying go do straw purchases because grandma probably need a gun.
Where do
Grandma
I put
need a gun, don't she? Yeah, grandma need
Put
maybe
in the
grandma
private
needs
chat.
2 guns.
private chat? All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like fucking.
Take your time. Grandma might need 2 pistols, okay? Wink, wink, hint, hint. All right. So grandma need 2 pistols. You take grandma up in Dick's Sporting Goods or the pawn shop or wherever the fuck you buy guns at.
Did you get it?
It is time.
But yeah, and even that, to that point again, living in Ohio. So the thing that we need to understand, this is why you need to, let me know if you got it, because I just put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is why you need to, thank you, appreciate it. This is why you need to understand violence. So again, live in Ohio. I'll give you an example. I don't drive. I know how to drive because I live in Ohio, but I don't drive because I was originally born in New York. So the bus is right outside of my place. I either ride my bike to the gym, or I walk, or I take the bus. Nevertheless, there's a gun shop not too far away from me. So you can purchase guns online. So I bought X amount of guns online. You can buy as many as you want online. Bought X amount of guns online. Went to the gun shop up the road from where I stay. Got there, background check about an hour. As I'm waiting, background check, dude is like talking to me, trying to talk me up to buy like holsters, extra ammo, shit to clean my purchases or whatever have you. After they run my background check, after everything is clear, I receive what I purchased, and I shit you not, this is what the woman said to me. She said, "Have fun with your arsenal," and gave me all my stuff, and I could have just walked out and just walked back home with all of my stuff with me. But I had my friend drive me back because I didn't want to walk with all of that. But so understand that they don't care how many you have. They just care how you use them. Because the only thing that this colony makes is guns. And fat people. And I say fat people in the sense of unhealthy, with all of the stuff that they give us to try to kill us. And guns, because that's just, it's their pastime.
Yes.
So the whole thing of like, oh yeah, we got all of these firearms, why aren't people like using them? Living in Ohio, there's so many people that go doing like shooting events, or to like, they do like SWAT shit. They do all types of shit out here. Like there's so many people that want to be fucking Rambo.
It's no rules. It's one of them states with no rules. I mean, no rules.
But the thought that why isn't there an armed militia trying to stop all of this stuff is because they damn well know y'all not gonna do that. And if you do, they got drones. So knowing that, there's so many people that won't do anything because again, they don't necessarily understand violence. Guerrilla warfare does not call for you to try to win. It calls for you to cause a spectacle. It calls for you to make sure that that person will forever remember what happened. It's the difference between giving somebody a boo-boo and leaving them with a scar. And that's what people don't understand. And they either choose not to understand or they've never reckoned with the thought. But you're supposed to leave them with a scar. They are supposed to remember you. It is not about winning. Vietnam, those Vietnamese people wasn't about winning. Like like the Queen of Kuna, when the Taino people fighting the colonizers, it wasn't about winning. It was about leaving a scar so you know who you just dealt with. So you don't ever want to do that again. So then that way you go out of your way to make sure that never happens to you again. And then if there's a united front, you understand. The united front understands like, oh, these people are like gearing up. They're doing all types of shit. They doing age verifications to see how old you are before you go on a website. They're doing X, Y, and Z to make sure this, that, and the third is going on. They making sure that any purchases you make, they can track. Like I remember a few years ago, they was trying to track ammo purchases. They're doing all types of shit just because they are going to be hyper sensitive after you leave a scar. You're not supposed to cause a boo-boo. You are supposed to leave a scar until you can eventually line the problem, but you're supposed to leave a scar.
And that's how we're gonna end it out on a Friday night, everybody.
Yeah, leave a skull.
Leave a scar. Sage advice, and give us a tell us the your org again.
Oh,
That's
we are BAP Ohio. So I mean, part of BAP overall. We're part of the whole BAP, but BAP Midwest. We got a BAP Ohio chapter in Columbus, Cincinnati.
Did
And
I see you in Indianapolis?
no, I was in Thailand. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. No, I was in
oh,
Thailand. I think one of the two of the guys was out there, but I was in Thailand. Yeah.
okay, okay,
Hmm.
all right. Well, listen, I appreciate you tapping in, giving us the pep talk, giving us not just the pep talk, but giving us some game, some knowledge out here,
Yeah.
some actionable things that we can be doing in preparation for the war that we're already in. So,
Yeah.
thank you, Barb.
Thank you for giving me a chance to speak.
All
Appreciate you.
good, all good. Be safe out
Appreciate you,
here.
Gray.
Appreciate you. Peace.
So, Will, if that's everybody, I think
Yes, ma'am.
we're going to call it an evening. So, I would like to thank all that came through. If you want to support the platform, feel free to do so. $ BIDWKB, as my nephew Don told y'all to do. That's us on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal.me/BIDWKB. Thank you so much, Vicky Blues, for your uh support for Classical Breakdown and everyone that tuned into that. So, Will, you got something you want to tell the people, or you was just making sure I was saying goodnight?
No. I was good. We had 100 people in the chat, and yep, that was it. Like and subscribe. You have a good night.
Thanks, everybody. Everyone, please be safe out there on this 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, roll it twice. And I'll see y'all back here on Tuesday, even though we're not doing no remix morning show next week. But Ear Doctor and I will be back for Classical Breakdown on Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. So be sure to set your notifications for that when he put it up. But go subscribe to Black Liberation Media, period, because Saturday's what Renee is tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Please watch, love, and subscribe what Renee does. Thank you so much. And I will holler at y'all on the flip side. Thank you so much to Will and Molly. Thank you so much to the beautiful, illustrious, and glorious Fire Fam. Love y'all. See y'all later. Peace, peace, peace.